Hello and welcome to the Neville Richards Premier League show. Review round 13, preview round 14. The missile, Bigfoot, Matty, welcome.
Hello, MH. How are we? How are you feeling?
Yeah, $1,000,000.
$1,000,000. Good to see.
Back in town.
Good to see.
And thank you for those who wish me well. Thank you, I appreciate that. Matty, we employed a scriptwriter, 6 months ago, and this is what he's come up with. It's remarkable. He's done a pretty good job.
It is. It all comes down to this coming Saturday, the final round. Top four still up for grabs. You would say probably two spots assured, but we still have sort of three teams there vying for the last two positions. So it's going to be a good weekend. Hopefully the weather is a cracker as well.
And the double chance still isn't decided either.
No, it isn't. Yeah. So with the way the finals work is that the top two play each other. And the winner of that will progress into the grand final, while the loser will get a reprieve and they'll play the winner of 3v4. So even those teams in second, third, fourth and fifth have all got that chance to try and get to the top two.
Well, I've been hanging on the hookers all year, Matty, as we start looking at the matches played on Saturday. They were a mathematical chance. I've been talking them up as a mathematical possibility for a while. And they did the right thing on Saturday within themselves. But their bubble burst mathematically.
They did, it was. And it was a massive turnout of players on Saturday. Maybe it was the little missile that went out to the players for their teams, but every team had more than 10 players and we had 89.
Even the Goblins.
The Goblins fielded a team this week. Still the same shit result for them, but yeah, we had 89 of the 104 players played on Saturday, which was great. So thank you for the loyalty there at the pointy end of the season. So yeah, finals are coming. I suppose I feel vindicated with some of the ridicule I copped from last week with what I was predicting and the Oracle return. But as you say, Hazy, the Hookers got over the Warriors, keep their slim mathematical final chances alive with a 190 to 185 victory for the Hookers. Fill-in player Ken Hughes, 34, Ange Royal, 32, Mickey McNeil, 32, Richie House, 32, while Matty Davies, 31, and Dave Hutton, 29, top scored for the Hookers. While for the Warriors, their counted scores came from Josh Bowen and Jacob Blenner-Hassett on 32, Pete DeFazio, 31,
extraordinary,
Ray Liniger, 31, Cam O'Keefe, 30, and Mum Milne had 29. Hookers, 13 players, and the Warriors had 10.
Wow, and a big solo achievement in that match there, Matty, as well.
Yeah, there was. I suppose the morning golfers, they might have heard the screams from the fifth. Let's just say it was a little tough pin position there, but it didn't affect Jacob Blenner-Hassett, who scored a hole-in-one on the fifth on Saturday.
Did you check his clubs and everything, distances?
No, I didn't get any of that. I did get a photo, which you can see here, with him proudly on the fifth green. But yeah, great effort there, Jacob. Maybe 1 for 5 or something on that hole, which can help to get him up to 32 points, but wasn't enough for a Warriors win, no.
Well played, Jacob. The Tornadoes and the Goblins is the next one we want to review. It just didn't click this year for the Goblins, and Saturday was no exception.
Nah, Goblins 183, lost to the Tornadoes 192. The Goblins had 11.
It's remarkable.
And the Tornadoes had 11. But with that score of 192, the Tornadoes win the Callaway Golf Balls this week. For the Goblins, top scores came from Sean Boland. Welcome back, Sean, to Premier League, 33, and Tyrrell Edmondson had 33, Justin McGrath, 30, Steve Evans, 30, Tickle My Doodah Wilson, he pegged it up, 29.
Well, welcome back.
Yeah,
welcome back,
and Neil
Wilson.
Keskinen, 28, while for the Tornadoes, they were superbly led by Bernard Reid with 35, Warren Chop Chop Stevens. Didn't like my nickname for him too. He was a little precious on that, but Warren was back with 33, Andy Wooten 33, Scotty Hopgood 32, while Biscuits Arnott scored 30, and then there was a 29 counted score for Sean Ward and Stewie Madden. But the Goblins, they had a full team, didn't matter, as we said, another loss. Tornadoes were in control for most of the contest with their AM scores. Sean Boland tried his best for the Goblins, but when Warren Stevenson put in his 33, and then the long-hitting, strong Bernard Reid had his 35, it was enough for a Tornadoes victory, and potentially enough to secure a final spot. Potentially.
You reckon you've locked it in?
Well, they have to really drop away this coming week, but yeah, you would think that. Well, the Tornadoes play the Goblins this week, so you generally you probably just pencil that in for a win. So, but you never know, Goblins might show some ticker this coming week. In the under 25s for the Goblins, Rick Edmondson returned. Rico, 1 game in a row, just like his Saints, and the performance he put in on Saturday mirrored theirs last night. 24 for Rico. Shirley Bell, back to her old ways, 22. And Doreen Ivers just can't get off the canvas. She had 20.
Jeez, you've given it to her.
Well, but that wasn't the worst.
No.
Tornadoes player. I think Norma Vogel's thinking about her overseas trip where she leaves this week. 19 for Norma. And we're not going to let the Hookers players away either with the under 25s, because that was a little bit of a miss there. You sort of progressed into the next match, but I wouldn't want to.
Do you want to host as well?
Well, I'm thinking about it, but for the Warriors, Margie Maskell 23. Well, I did a good job while you were away doing two roles.
That's true.
But Margie Maskell 23, Pants Peacock.
Oh no.
22.
Pants.
It's Robbie Moorcroft 21. But you wouldn't want to have been in the Ivers Latter household on. It was just like the Powell household a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Doreen, she had 20, but at least Ken had 22, so he's got bragging rights. But 22, Kenny, come on, you're better than that.
So am I. I forgot to mention the under 25s. Any more you want to talk about with the second match?
Well, with that Tornadoes score there, they were still alive in Team Survivor.
Yeah.
So they continue on, and they're down to the last 2 teams there.
Good effort.
And they will actually meet the Hood Road Hookers in the Team Survivor final.
Who would have thought?
So you've got Tornadoes in 3rd, up against the Hookers in 6th place on the ladder. So they're the 2 teams left after the Bullies. The 2nd place Bullies got eliminated on Saturday from Team Survivor.
Like they're the 2 teams we've talked about probably the least all year. They've been sort of, we haven't given it to them, we haven't praised them. So here they are.
So unfortunately, Hookers miss out on finals action altogether, but they are still alive in the final Team Survivor, which will be played on Saturday. And as in that event, lowest score gets eliminated. So
amazing. Good script writing. So we've mentioned the mathematical chances of the Hookers being finished, and this is because of another epic tie, Matt, between the Crusaders and the Bullies, which we needed, from a Hooker's perspective, needed one of those to lose, preferably the Crusaders. But as it's turned out, they're now out of reach of the Hookers in 6th place.
Yes, as you say, a draw, 186 to 186. Crusaders had 11 players, the Bullies had 13. For the Crusaders, Cliffy McCorkle and Jan Cogger on 29. Slowburn Ibbotson on 29. Your mate Bobby Gibbs, 32. Jeanette Johnson, 32. And the Milkman, 35. While for the Bullies, they had Billy Archer and Johnny Wooten have counted scores on 29, as well as Rob Casey and Phil Stevens, 29. Timmy Benham, 31. Stu Anderson, 33. And then Sean Rodwell on 35. But both teams had the opportunity to win this and top 2 spot on the ladder, but they faltered at the hurdle. Crusaders were in control in the morning when Gibbsy and the Milkmen scored solidly, but there was no spectacular or blowout scores there. So the thing that we have was the Milkman's round. He's been a little bit
erratic.
He's been a bit on me as well with what I've been giving him as some assessments of his game.
What do you mean he's been on you? Has he
cut
up rough?
He has cut up rough.
Oh.
If I looked at his scorecard, as I said, it wasn't spectacular. It was a good solid round of golf, except for the double bogey on the 3rd. I guess you couldn't reach that green in 2, Joel, so double's probably not too bad. But the Crusaders win. It was on the cards until the sole Bullies player was left on the course, and that was Sean Rodwell.
Oh.
So the Bullies were scoring poorly as what they have compared to during the season. Half their team scored under 27. 10 players scored under 30. Well, Sean Rodwell, he was 31 points standing on the 17th tee, which was his 8th hole, and needed 35 to force the tie. And he bogeyed 8 for a 2-pointer and then parred the 9th for 2. So signed for a 35, resulting in a tie, so which obviously ended the Hookers season. The under 25s, Jackie Rowe, 24 for the Bullies.
You've had a few words about Jackie. Is that an improvement?
Well, she had been going really well early on, but she has dropped the ball a little over the last couple of weeks and would be needed to lift for this coming week. While the Crusaders, Stan Maskell dropped back away, 24. Imagine Marg, she was under 25, so not good households. Maybe you should go out for dinner with the Ivis ladder combination there, maybe try and assess what's going wrong. We had Snags Finnemore on 18.
18.
He was holding up the ladder, holding up the field on Saturday, holding up the scores. But
you're going to cut him some slack.
I'm going to give him a little slack. He did end up taking a cart because he has been having some issues with his foot, and but he turned up for the team there. So good effort from him. Now I just want to touch base. Last week you were going to put your investigative journalistic skills. Did you get the photo of Nina Ibbotson in Queensland?
I didn't know we were going here. I have put my eyes on it, but I haven't been able to procure it. It's the most fangirl photo I've ever seen.
Right, so just have a look at this.
Really?
I'm doing your job again.
Wow.
I've been able to procure the photo. Here she is with Billy Slater. Have a look at the eyes looking up at him like she wants to devour him. But just in Nina's defence, here is a photo of her at the golf event she was playing. So she didn't go up just to hang around the state of origin, but yes.
Are you sure?
Well, maybe it was photoshopped the golfing picture, but no, here it is, just for your eyes, Hazy. I can get anything.
Look at your journalism.
I can find anything.
You're on your way to a current affair. My heaven help us. Nina and Billy Slater.
Yeah.
How about those eyes? I mean, I told you it was a fangirl thing.
Mm.
No, good work, Matty. I'm impressed with that.
So with that, as we said, Bullies out of Team Survivor with their score of 186, so they're eliminated.
And the Maroons out of state of origin.
Yeah.
Is there any link?
Well, maybe there could be. Nina could be the curse.
All right, so which left us with the last game of the round, which was the Peakers, who desperately needed to win to keep their season alive, but surely they couldn't upset the Pirates. Pirates have been cruising along. They just got a bit of wobble with finals in the air. What did they do?
Well, the Oracle's back. What did I predict last week? I predict a Peakers victory, and they would be led by the best manager of this handicap in the game and the club, the Flanders. I sent you a photo of Flange mid-round. After about 11 holes, he was tracking on about 26 or 27 points. Peakers had 10 players, Pirates had 11. Peakers with that score tie the Tornadoes for the Callaway golf balls. We'll start with the Pirates scores. Darren Heaton, 33, just keeps doing his thing. Johnny Powell, 30, got into the scorers. Well done, Johnny. Matt Salter, who was a replacement for Scuba Hub, sucked in. Pete, that backfired on you, didn't you? He only had 28. Dennis Wood, 28. Manny Golfers, 28. And Gary Brooks, 27. While for the Peakers, Murray Wiley and Brian Bell had 30, Chris Dodds 31, David Milne 31, Marion Keskinen 31, Yvonne Casey 32. But the master manipulator, yes, manipulator, Hazy, he was probably doing something else when he got home. Ian Mole Flanders, 37.
Wow. Flange power.
And he still managed to manipulate his handicap coming home.
What do you mean?
He had a 1 point on his last hole and he had a 1 point on his third last hole, just so he didn't go too far out of the spectrum there, but 37. But yes, where do I start with what happened on Saturday?
Well done, Flange, first. Well done.
Yeah, Flange, you win the Travis Matthew Polo. I'm not sure how you're going to go wearing that because it's too stylistic for you. You may have to get Jane to get the baseball bat because you'll be beating the women off with a stick when you wear that Travis Matthew gear.
Let's pay credit to him before you move on. I mean, that was one of the biggest build-ups of a long time. That was like Steve Waugh in that New Year's test at Sydney, last...
Kieran Perkins,
hurrah.
the 1500 metres at the Olympics.
Yeah, one of the greatest performances under pressure of all time.
Yeah.
Putting I Flanders.
And then the Pirates just did the biggest John Rahm effort at the golf last night at the Olympics. But yeah, it was good. Where's it gone wrong for the Pirates? I could see the swagger had disappeared on Saturday. The chip on the shoulder, the old "arr" that they do every time they meet each other was a little bit lower in its decibels. But The morning players, we can't really say too much because really the Pirates only had Dennis Wood, Matty Salter and Gary Brooks in the morning, and they only scored 28, 27. So it was hard to see how the match was progressing, seeing Flange had 37, Evon 32 and Dodsey 31. But normally the Pirates PM players come to the fore there, but it didn't happen this week. Both teams didn't sort of set the course alight, with Mirrors being the best scorer in the PM for both teams with a 33. Peakers were too consistent. As I said, Flanders wins the Travis Matthews shirt. Sure, we can find a size for you, not like a couple of others that have won them, but the under 25s for the Peakers, Lloyd Shepherd, 24. Lloyd, you're better than that. For the Pirates, Jimmy Pike, 22.
Geez, isn't he on the roller coaster?
He is on the roller coaster, and he could be up for PP selection.
Ooh, ooh.
Sue Gregory, I think she might have lost her other foot and had that amputated because her form is horrible. She had 22. Flea Pollock flies back from Vietnam. Looked a little drained and dishevelled. Got off the plane on Saturday morning.
Any update on the Ings?
Yes, plenty of Ings.
Ings, yep.
20 points for Flea.
Ooh.
And probably the worst performed of all the Pirates, and the one who talked himself up the most and rates himself as a golfer, and he's just deplorable, was Lee McMuffin, 20.
Oh no. I thought he turned the corner after some really severe sledging.
No, he has been shocking, and maybe he's the curse on the Pirates. I'm not sure. Because it's all about him rather than the team, which I don't think the leadership of the Pirates would be very happy with.
What about no Scuba, no Pirates?
Well, Scuba was at the Snow.
I know.
So why would he? Is he Melbourne? No, he's Collingwood supporter, isn't he? But no, like the important time of the year at the end, and you go to the Snow. Like seriously, what about your team there? And then you try and buy Matt Salter to come in for you, and he just played putridly. So for his standards.
Ah, dear, the Pirates. We love them. We love them. All right, let's have a quick look at the ladder, Matty. We're down to 5, as we said at the top. The Hookers no longer a possibility. Warriors and Goblins have been gone for a while, but there's a lot of permutations and combinations in the 5th to 2nd category. The Pirates are home and host for the minor premiership.
Even if they lose this week, can't be knocked off top spot, so they get the double chance, which they'll need.
Which I think they struggled with last year from memory. They had the double chance, and did they straight sets?
They nearly blew it.
Oh no, it wasn't straight sets, was it?
No, they got knocked out. They lost the first final and then got knocked out in the grand final.
That's right. That's right. So they've lost 2 in a row, but they're home and host here for the minor premiership. So as we move to the previews for the final home and away round 14, we'll assess what can happen between 2nd and 5th places here.
Yes, it is hazy, and that's going to be the interesting part because the teams, the Bullies, Tornadoes and Crusaders and Peakers, who are in 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th, don't actually play each other. So the destiny's in your hands, and I suppose a quick synopsis off is if the Bullies, Crusaders and Tornadoes all win, Peakers are done.
Yep.
But if the Peakers win, they could potentially sneak in, probably only if the Tornadoes and the Crusaders lose due to percentage. So Bullies have got quite a high percentage, so a loss for them could still keep them up the top there. But the Tornadoes would need to lose by a big margin to fall out, and the Crusaders, potentially if they lose by 10 and the Peakers win by 10, that could be enough to get the Peakers into the top 4, and the Crusaders have been in the top 4 all year. Imagine dropping out at the last week, and that happened to them last year.
Oh, jeez, wouldn't there be ramifications?
Oh, wouldn't the milkmen sook up then?
All right, let's have a look at the matches. First one is probably the least consequential. I know that the Bullies are playing for top 2 spot here, and their percentage, if they win, it will lock it up for them against the Warriors, who really can't go anywhere on the ladder.
Yeah, Bullies 2nd, Warriors 7th. Yeah, win for the Bullies will guarantee them 2nd place and the crucial double chance. Last time they met, the Bullies absolutely destroyed the Warriors, 199 to 171. 2 standouts for the players. Jackie Rowe, she had 39. Cuz Stevens had 35. while the best for the Warriors was Noel Pike and Pants Peacock. But their best scores were only 32 and 31. So the Bullies always have players on course. Hopefully the Warriors can turn up for the last week and try and influence a little bit there. But Bullies players down on form. You mentioned it before. Jackie Rowe, last few weeks, a bit ordinary. Jen Edmondson's the same. While Cuz Stevens, who was in all port form early on, has tapered away. Last 2 weeks, 28-29, is dealing with a bit of a back injury. Had the tape on the back.
Did he really?
Friday night, Saturday. Not sure if it was golf related or not, or whether it was to tie him up somewhere else, but he had the tape on the back. Warriors players down on form. Margie Maskell, Noel Pike, and then, as we said, Pants had 22 last week. You're better than that, Pants. The Bullies, their last 8 games. 4 wins, 2 draws and 2 losses. Warriors last 8. 2 wins. That's it.
That's all she wrote?
Yeah, so you would think on form, you would have to say it's a Bullies victory.
Yeah, okay, that's fair enough. Now, the next match, Matty, which is the Peakers and the Goblins. I mean, the Peakers, this is a must-win, obviously, for the Peakers outside the 4 at the moment. The Goblins have been a bit of a, not much more than a pothole, really, on the road to success for other teams. But you've reached out to a far away, not forgotten, but far away Peaker, just to make sure that his team doesn't let up.
I did. I was at home doing my match reviews on Saturday night, and I think at about 11 o'clock, after quite a number of stubbies, I sent a little video to our great friend and Drayton medalist Yanni Lathouris to send me an inspirational video for his beloved Peakers. Well, Monday morning comes 6:30, Yanni sends through a video, then deletes it. Deletes it.
Oh.
Then he sends me another video, and then he deletes it so I can't view it. Then he sends me this video. Now, Yanni, I wanted you to give the inspiration, not Al Pacino to give the inspiration. It's supposed to come from you. But we might just have a look at the video that's come all the way from, I'm not sure if he's still in Bologna, and maybe I'm thinking he didn't want to send a video of himself because he's put on 43 kilos while he's been over there eating and drinking in Europe. But anyway, we'll go to the video here and have a look and see what inspiration he can send his Peakers.
On this team, we fight for that inch. On this team, we tear ourselves and everyone else around us to pieces for that inch. We claw with our fingernails for that inch. Because we know when we add up all those inches, that's gonna make the difference between winning and losing. Between living and dying. I'll tell you this, in any fight, it's the guy who's willing to die who's gonna win that inch. And I know if I'm gonna have any life anymore, it's because I'm still willing to fight and die for that inch. Because that's what living is. The 6 inches in front of your face. Now, I can't make you do it. You gotta look at the guy next to you. Look into his eyes. Now, I think you're gonna see a guy who will go that inch with you.
Hell yeah.
Whew, how about that? I'm pumped up, ready to go now.
Well, excuse the little expletive that was in the middle there, but yes, Yanni, is that the best you can do?
Well, you did manage to get a few luminaries, including yourself,
He
sort
did.
of, in on the speech.
I was going to say, how's the wingspan? Do you reckon I could have been like a butterfly at the Olympics or something?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, definitely.
Too much weight to sink to the bottom. But yes, Peakers, the finals chances are in your hands.
Yep.
And another team as well, unfortunately. You need to win,
Abandoned.
and you need to win big. Rely on other teams to lose, but you are playing the lowly, deplorable, putrid, sewerage-smelling Goblins who have done nothing all year. 1 win out of 13, and that was pretty much a default win.
Yeah.
Last time you met, the Peakers won. There's only 5 points between them, 208 to 203. For the Peakers players, the Stig had 38, Belly had 37, while Tyrrell had 40, and Tickle My Doodah 37 for the Goblins. Peakers, everything to play for. Goblins, I don't even think they have pride anymore, but I don't know. The Peakers will need a lift from Lloyd Shepherd, Barry Doyle, Belly. I'm putting you out of here too. You haven't scored over 30 in the last 3 games. And I know you're going to say you have scored 30, but not over 30, which is what we want from you. Digger, your 25 last week was Scheisenhausen. Instead of going to Queensland, stay here and practice in the cold and get used to the weather conditions instead of that hot weather up north. Goblins, nothing worth saying or analysing for your team. But no, I'm going to. Ibis, deplorable. Bell, inconsistent. Buzz, maybe turn up every now and then. Rhino, you're just shit. You haven't scored over 30 all year. Rick, well, you're Rick. Dave Byrne, maybe turn up. You haven't played the last 3 weeks. Benson, I know you have a sore knee, but you're a big, strong man. Surely you can just harden up for the team. McGrath, holding your own.
Too often,
Tyrrell,
apparently.
yes, yeah, well, no Wilson anymore with him. Tyrrell, you're good when you're there. Not sure you'll have enough clubs to play this week on Saturday after another one bit the dust on Saturday.
Oh, what happened now?
Just another wedge I had a little photo come through of. But Peakers, of their last 8, have won 4 and a draw. Well, the Goblins' last 8, they've had 1 win.
Well, they managed one.
Oh, that was that default
that
win
default.
because the team didn't turn up. But yes, you would have to say the Peakers, and then I hope that what I've given will inspire the Goblins to try and do something.
He'd probably murder you in the pro shop. The Sheik's the one that's got me a bit flat. I mean, he's actually been there.
I know he's got a lot of potential, but he just doesn't live up to it.
All right, so that brings us to a suddenly all-important match between the Hookers and the Tornadoes. Now, it's not just the ramifications on the Final Four, as you mentioned earlier. It's the Team Survivor Grand Final.
The first part of Team Survivor, and what's the odds of the 2 teams left playing each other in the last round, as you alluded to earlier on. But yes, Tornadoes have obviously got a top 4 chance to play for. Hookers have just got this to try and win. It's on a knife's edge. I don't know. Last time they met, the Tornadoes touched them up 207 to 192. The Swords starred for the Tornadoes with 40, Fiona Newman 36, while Dave Hutton and Neil Ryan on their 34 was the best for the Hookers. So the leading player for the Tornadoes, Fiona Newman, she's back this week. Been missing the last 4 to 5 weeks due to being overseas, so great inclusion for their team. It is a grudge match of sorts too, and bragging rights between 4 of our young studs of the club. For the Hookers,
Hang on, I want to check on the stud level.
the stud level, the delectable Matthew Miles, the big strong Michael McNeil from the Hookers, the big powerful Sean Ward, and the bearded burbler Andrew Wooten. What do you reckon? Is there going to be a side bet on this, you reckon?
Oh, if there's not, it's something wrong.
I sent actually a photo of the Team Survivor ladder there with them 2 teams on top to the group message we have. And Ando beat me to the punch. He'd already sent it in and the sledging had already started.
Really?
Yeah.
A week out.
A week out. So they were already all over this, and it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out, because they normally do play in 2 groups, but they mix it up a little bit. So it'll be interesting to see if the Hookers Tornadoes play together on Saturday on the timesheet. But or will one of them get soft and pull out?
Surely not.
I'm not sure about the weather, so Mickey, if
No.
you don't play, you will cop it for the rest of your life.
That's true. But I'll back Mickey. Like the shoulders, the physique.
Oh,
the
he's a
height,
beautiful man.
The specimen.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll back him. I think he's home.
So last 8 games, Tornadoes, 6 wins and a draw.
Is that right?
So they're on good form at the moment.
Yeah.
Hookers have had 4 wins and a draw in their last 8. Form says Tornadoes, but does the gut say Hookers? Will the pressure of finals Team Survivor be too much for Andrew Wooten, too much for Buffhead, Biscuits and Yvette Pollock? While the experience of the Hookers players of Barker, Choco, Richie Howes, Matt Davies could come to the fore. Miles is talking the team's chances down. He can't believe they're actually there.
Down.
Yeah, while the cockiness of Wooten could see the pirate-esque attitude wipe them out.
Yeah, right. I'd just be nervous if I was a fellow hooker and I risk the wrath of Jill Barker if he didn't turn up and perform on Saturday.
Oh, she's nearly going to send out a message to all her players to say, we need you all on course Saturday. It's going to be an interesting game.
I love the Survivor thing that you've implemented here, Matty. It's very good. All right, which brings us to an epic finale, really, to the home and away season. I know we've already discussed the fact that the Pirates can't finish anywhere but top, so congrats again. But they're playing the Crusaders, who have got it. To say they've got it all to play for is an understatement.
Oh, it's deja vu, 2 years in a row. Like last year, the Crusaders again. Well, it all comes down to this for them. A loss could see their season over. But then again, if the Peakers lose, doesn't matter, Crusaders would stay in even with a loss. But a loss for the Pirates would be catastrophic to their season. I know they'll stay on top of the ladder and have the double chance, but surely their confidence would be shot leading into the finals.
The Pirates?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last time they met, what do you reckon?
Well, I'm assuming that if it was this time, there's probably the Pirates, I would have thought.
Pirates won 204 to 202.
Oh.
The Pirates were led again by David Newman, Dale Pollock, Darren Heaton, while Cliffy McCorkle, Bagman, Drayton medalist Pete O'Neill and Stan Maskell led the Crusaders. The Pirates will have David Newman back after his 5 to 6 weeks away, while Scuba Hub, he may come back from the snow. Lynn Kirby may come back from Noosa. While the Crusaders will have one big inclusion back.
Who's that?
Chris James.
Oh, he's been a machine.
Chris missed last week and he will be back this week. So it was a big out for them last week.
A big out.
Yeah, but we've got breaking news here.
Oh.
Breaking news that the Crusaders will be missing 2 players.
Are you kidding?
Now, one player has organised a fill-in. The first one, I'm going to give you a guess. Who have we got missing?
No, I have no idea. Surely it can't be someone who's missed many games.
The Milkman. Probably their most important player of the season.
Oh, no.
And the Milkman is going to Sydney.
What?
For a 50th birthday.
Oh.
He has organised a fill-in,
Joel.
Dean Jeffrey, but Dean was last week and couldn't fulfil his duties for Lynn Kirby. But Joel, that is disgraceful to leave your team in this position, the most important game of the year, and you don't turn up. It's all about you and your beer drinking and partying lifestyle that you have on Sydney Harbour at this 50th birthday. Just be careful in King's Cross though. And the second one is he was, you could say, the second most important player of their team.
No.
And you don't know their team members, do you?
Oh, not as much as you do.
I'll give you a word and you'll pick it. Tucker bag.
The Drayton medalist. What is he doing, Pete O'Neill?
The Drayton medalist is out.
This is.
Now, didn't play on Saturday. Pulled out Friday night.
Is he okay?
Well, no, he's not. Now, in all sincerity, Pete, you are forgiven for not playing Saturday and this week. But Pete had a little tumble on Friday.
Oh.
And
I did not know.
And it appears that he has torn his Achilles.
Oh, no.
So he's out.
Oh, no.
So, no, had a bit of a tumble. Not sure if it was too many red wines or what, or whether Carol tripped him or Pete fell over the bed head or something like that while in some extracurricular activities. But no, Pete, yeah, he's had an MRI and yes, I think it's a torn Achilles.
Oh,
so Pete is going to be out of golf for a period of time. So Pete, from us all here at Premier League, we wish you well. I'm sure you'll be in spirit with your team. But for a man who loves his golf so much, it's shattering news. So I know we take the urine out of you a bit, Pete, but good luck. Hopefully the recovery goes well. I'm sure we'll see you down here shortly.
Yeah, sorry to hear that, Pete. We have been giving you a hard time.
Yeah, well, I had a diatribe written out for Pete here, and then Kenny Latta sent me a text message Saturday night to inform me, so I had to just dial it back a little bit. But form of the teams last
His form has actually mirrored the Crusaders.
He was good early, and then he was shocking for the last part of the season. That's when the Crusaders just kept losing.
Yeah.
And this sort of shows here, in the last 8 games, the Pirates have had 5 wins and a draw, but lost their last 2, and have only scored 196, and then a lowly 174 on Saturday. While the Crusaders' last 8 games, 2 wins, 2 draws, and 4 losses. And their last 3 games are the 2 draws and a win. So, yes.
Geez, they're both backing into September, aren't they?
Yes, they're not coming in the greatest of form, both teams.
Wow, have you got it? So, give us your prediction, Oracle. Can they lift for the Bagman?
With the milkman out, it's going to make it hard. But I can't tip the Pirates. I just can't. Crusaders.
So
do it for the Milne Dog, if anyone.
If that was to happen, that would end the Pica's season, unless the Tornadoes got an absolute flogging at the hands of the Hookers. So, all right, what a setup for the final home and away round. I can't believe we've reached round 14.
Round 14. So so this coming Saturday, round 14, and then we go straight into finals. So as we mentioned earlier, 1v2, 3v4. With the winner of 1 and 2 going straight into the grand final, while the loser playing the winner of 3 and 4. So that's going to be exciting, which is played the following week. Then we have a week off for Carnival of Golf, and then the following Saturday is the grand final, which is the 7th of September, which leads us to the grand final evening as well.
Which we'll have more information on, hopefully this week, if not it'll be early the following, but I'll try and get it out this week to everyone. Big party here in the view room on the night of the, what'd you say, the 7th?
On night of the 7th. So grand finals on that day, and then we do the function that night.
So we'll have the Drayton medal count, we'll have the all Portarlington team, we'll have the other team, the PPP.
Team Survivor.
Team Survivor winners. We'll have some entertainment from the missile.
I think we normally do a bit of live music, so you can...
bit of boogie.
Yeah, get into a bit of that if you're up for that side of it.
And we'll have any details on any themes that you could dress up as well. We haven't figured that out yet.
Yeah, but no, it's a great night, so pencil that into your diary. As a paying participant, you get your ticket for free, and then if you would like to bring the lovely along, you can purchase a ticket for them. But yeah, get in quick, because yes, it's going to be a cracking evening.
Do we have to have a ramp now for the Bagman?
Yeah, well, last year he didn't turn up when he won the Drayton medal because he was home sick in bed, and his lovely wife Carol accepted the medal on his behalf.
Gave a great speech.
Great speech, yeah. So, but yes, we might have to have something for the Bagman.
So just recapping, congratulations to Jacob Blennerhassett for his ace on the 5th. Congratulations to Ian Flanders. Never thought I'd be saying those words on the Premier League video. For being the Travis Matthews shirt winner. What did you say about the balls? We had another tie.
Yeah, we had a tie for the balls again. You are sending us broke. And that was for the Tornadoes and the Pikas.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's pretty much it. We want a massive thanks to Your Golf Pro and also Callaway for the provision of the balls, etc. But mostly to Neville Richards, our naming rights and title sponsor. Hopefully we'll see Luke here for the presentation night again. He always comes along and has a giggle.
Yep.
Thank you to their support. For their support. It's been epic as ever. Well done, Matty.
Thank you, Hazy. Thanks for hosting so splendidly again.
Butchered a few. Well done to Yanni, I think. I'm not 100% sure for how many points he'll get for that, but...
Yeah, I'm sure if he's back, he'll be coming to the dinner, that's for sure.
All right, thanks everyone. We look forward to a great finale this Saturday, and we'll see you again soon.
See you guys.